We're here today because North Pointe Ballet is here to perform parts of the Nutcracker for us. It came about because I actually used to dance at Ohio Dance Theater when I was in high school, and I performed the Nutcracker for about 5 years with them. And one of my instructors, Janet Struckley, who now is at North Pointe, contacted me and asked if I would be interested in having them come perform for us today. I think it's incredibly important because I think that our second graders right now, they don't get a lot of opportunities to experience culture like this in terms of performing arts and visual arts, so this is just an opportunity to expose them to that.
Yeah, I'm excited for this performance because I watched this American Girl show and I saw them do the Nutcracker. Yeah, I have danced before. I was a ballerina.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Janet Ziak. I am the Artistic Director of North Pointe Ballet, and we are a group of professional dancers. So what does it mean to be a professional dancer? That means, I'll answer the question for you. That means they do this for their jobs. This is their profession. So just like some of our parents go into work, they're teachers or doctors or other forms of work, these guys get up and they go to work in the dance studio. Isn't that cool? So what we do is we work on performing the Nutcracker in every holiday season, and we're going to be doing a couple of little snippets, we call them excerpts, of the full-length ballet for you guys today. But before we do that, I thought maybe I would teach you a little bit about how they put on the show and what it means to be a dancer, some of the things that we do. So when they get up and they go to their work, when they go to their jobs, what do we do every day? So do you think that you guys are going to want to dance with me for a little bit? Well, 3 rules to being a good dancer are: number 1, do your best at everything. Number 2 is to work hard. It's a lot of work to get up and do all this stuff. And number 3 is never give up. So if we keep those 3 rules in mind, this dancing thing is going to be a piece of cake. So dancers tell stories with their bodies. We don't talk. We use our bodies to tell a story. So I'm going to teach you a little bit of sign language. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. Can you put 2 fingers in front of me right here? And then put another 2 fingers on top. That's a sign language for sit down. So if you see me do this sign, you're going to sit down. And if you see me do this, here, why don't you do this with me? Put your palm up. You guys already know that. Excellent. All right, let's see if we can remember following those rules. Do your best, work hard, and never give up with excellence. Right now, I'm going to go bend and stretch, and you go. Bend and stretch. And I go bend and stretch and bend, and you go. Bend and stretch, bend. And I go reach and down. Reach and down. And reach and down and reach and down. Reach and down and reach and down. And bend and stretch and reach and down. Bend and stretch and reach and down. Excellent. I need a volunteer. We're going to play a little dance game. Who thinks that they're going to be a really good game player? I need somebody to play the mirror game with me. Yes, sir, right here. What's your name? Harlem. Harlem? Mm-hmm. Harlem is going to be my mirror. So you know when you look in the mirror, you see your reflection, and your reflection does everything that you do right at the same time, doesn't it? So Harlem is going to be my mirror. Are you ready for this? Mm-hmm. Okay, stand, face me, and do everything I do. Okay. Applause. Excellent. Thank you. Take a seat. Great job. Wow. Did you guys just see that? Not only was he did a really great job in the mirror game, but that was a beautiful finish too. It was a grand jeté. I bet you didn't even know you knew how to do a grand jeté, and you just did a grand jeté. Okay. That is amazing. So, that is great. Now listen, what I loved most about what he did was that he never gave up. So even though some of the things that I made him do were kind of silly, he didn't stop. He kept going. So that's what these dancers do. It's hard work to be a dancer. And sometimes their bodies hurt and they don't want to do it, but they never give up, and that's why they became so graceful and beautiful and be able to do this for their job. Are you guys all ready to play the mirror game with me? Yeah! What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up on the stage, and what I'm going to do, which is kind of special with North Pointe Ballet, is we have live narration in all of our ballets. A lot of people don't like ballet because they don't understand what's going on because there's no talking, but what North Pointe Ballet does is integrate live narration. So I'm going to actually read some of the story to you right now. Are you guys going to be good listeners?
Yeah.
This is a story about a little girl named Clara, who was taken on an unforgettable adventure that all begins one magical night beneath her Christmas tree. It was Christmas Eve in the year 1816. Clara's family, Mayor and Mrs. Stahlbaum, hosted a lovely annual holiday party. It just so happened that Mr. Stahlbaum was good friends with the town's toy maker, Dr. Drosselmeyer. And although many thought that he was a little strange, Clara just loved him. He always looked at her as his favorite, and this particular year, he brought Clara a very special present and some very special and magical entertainment for all the guests to enjoy. Life-size dolls. And if life-size dolls weren't magical enough on their own, these were very special dolls. They came to life and danced to everyone's delight when Clara turned the magical golden key. And I think I see those dolls coming right now. After the life-size dolls danced, it was time for Dr. Drosselmeyer to give Clara her very special present. Clara was given a wooden nutcracker, and this was no ordinary nutcracker. He was really the prince of the land of the sweets who was turned into a doll. The evil Mouse King cast a spell on the young lad and turned him into an ugly wooden nutcracker for all the mice to see his power. The only way to break the spell was for the nutcracker to win the heart of a beautiful girl. Do you guys know who that beautiful girl might be? Clara, right. Drosselmeyer knew that if there were a child that could truly love such a doll, surely it would be Clara. At the stroke of midnight, long after the guests had left the party, Dr. Drosselmeyer entered the ballroom. He began to make the magic unfold, certain that tonight Clara would break the spell. Dr. Drosselmeyer used his magic to shrink Clara down to the size of the mice and those toy soldiers that her brother Fritz got. To Clara, everything seemed to be getting bigger and bigger until she found herself in the middle of the battle between the Nutcracker and the Mouse King. I'm going to take a step away from the story for a moment to explain what happens on stage. When we perform the Nutcracker in the big theater, we can't really shrink Clara down to the size of mice. So instead of shrinking a person, we make everything else get bigger. And that creates the illusion of Clara getting smaller. So we have a big Christmas tree that gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the steps and the grandfather clock and all of the set pieces get really big, and it looks like they're growing, and that makes Clara seem like she is shrinking down to the size of mice and toys. All right, back to the story. The Nutcracker and all his toy soldiers fought very bravely against that wicked Mouse King and his army of mice. Just when hope looked lost for the Nutcracker, Clara distracted the Mouse King by throwing her shoe, and the Nutcracker was able to strike the winning blow to defeat the Mouse King. Clara was very scared by the battle, and she covered her eyes, not able to tell if it was real or a dream. But when she opened her eyes, the Nutcracker had transformed back into a handsome prince. the spell now broken, the Nutcracker Prince brought Clara back to the land of the sweets. Everyone was waiting to celebrate the return of their prince, especially the Sugar Plum Fairy. The Sugar Plum Fairy, queen of the land of the sweets, performed a graceful dance for Clara and the prince, and for all the citizens of the land of the sweets who watched in awe of her beauty. Grateful that Clara had broken the spell and saved the prince, the Sugar Plum Fairy crowned Clara Princess of the Land of the Sweets. She commanded all the citizens of the land to dance for Clara, and they brought her all kinds of special gifts. The first sweet treat for Clara was chocolate from Spain, then tea from China. The shepherdess brought her marzipan candies, and the Russians brought her candy canes. Clara was delighted. performance for Clara, and our final performance for you today, is by the beautiful Dewdrop Fairy and her flowers. The Nutcracker gave Clara a beautiful bouquet of dancing roses to thank her for breaking the spell, but she knew her time in the land of the sweets had come to an end. Clara bid her goodbyes to all and laid down and fell into a deep and dreamy slumber. When she awoke in the morning, she was back home with her family to join in their Christmas celebration. This Christmas morning was the sweetest for Clara, as she recalled the memories of her grand adventures.